Imagine a quiet evening in Buga, Colombia on March 2nd, 2025. The sky is clear, the stars are just beginning to twinkle, and the small city hums with its usual rhythm. Suddenly, a glint of light dances across the horizon. Not a plane, not a drone, but a metallic orb, zigzagging in ways that defy everything we know about flight. It moves with purpose, almost as if it's alive, before plummeting silently to the ground. When locals recover it, they find a seamless, basketball-sized sphere, cold to the touch, etched with cryptic symbols. They call it the Buga Sphere, and its discovery has ignited a firestorm of questions that could reshape our understanding of technology, physics, and perhaps even our place in the universe. This isn't just another UFO story. This is about a tangible object now in the hands of scientists that bears an uncanny resemblance to a device described decades ago by a controversial figure named Bob Lazar. Could this be the moment we've been waiting for? The first hard evidence of technology that bends the laws of physics. Buckle up, because we're diving into a mystery that's as thrilling as it is unsettling. When the Buga Sphere was first spotted, witnesses described it as a blue metallic orb, moving erratically over the town like a hummingbird dodging a storm. Unlike any known aircraft, it didn't roar or trail exhaust. It danced silently, glowing with an otherworldly sheen. By the time it landed in a wooded area, it had already captured the attention of locals, who recorded its descent on shaky phone cameras. What they found wasn't space junk or a lost weather balloon. It was a perfectly smooth, seamless sphere, about 20 inches in diameter, weighing roughly 4.5 pounds at first touch. Its surface was etched with symbols that some compared to ancient runes, others to Mesopotamian script, and one imaginative soul on social media swore it was a message from Atlantis. But it wasn't just the outside that baffled onlookers. It was what the sphere did to its surroundings. The patch of ground where it landed was scorched, not with fire, but with an eerie sterility. A perfect circle of dead vegetation, drained of all moisture, marked the spot. Months later, nothing grows there, as if the soil itself was robbed of life. Witnesses reported the air around the sphere felt unnaturally cool, like standing next to an air conditioner with no visible power source. Scientists later measured this cooling effect at approximately 100 watts of heat absorption. Defying the laws of thermodynamics as we know them, energy doesn't just vanish, so where was it going? Even more bizarre, the sphere's weight began to change. Initially as light as a bag of sugar, it grew heavier over weeks, stabilizing at 22 pounds without any change in size or composition. This wasn't normal. Objects don't gain weight on their own. Researchers at Mexico's National Autonomous University, UNAM, took the sphere for analysis, and their findings only deepened the mystery. X-rays revealed a complex internal structure, a dense central nucleus described as a chip surrounded by 16 to 18 perfectly arranged microspheres, like planets orbiting a star. These were encased in 3 concentric layers of a metal-like material connected by a network of 52 fiber-like filaments resembling advanced fiber optic cables. There were no welds, no joints, no signs of human manufacturing. Dr. Jose Luis Velasquez, a radiologist studying the object, called it a very rare piece with no evidence of welding and a structure composed of high-density elements. Rodolfo Garrido, an engineer at UNAM, noted the sphere emitted a decayed ionized field, suggesting it could manipulate electromagnetic forces or even gravity itself. This wasn't debris. This was a device, engineered with precision beyond anything we've seen before. If this sounds like science fiction, it gets stranger. These characteristics, seamless construction, weight fluctuations, and a central chip-like core, echo claims made over 3 decades ago by a man who said he worked on alien technology at a secret US facility. His name was Bob Lazar, and the Buga Sphere might just be the key to proving he was telling the truth all along. To understand the Buga Sphere's significance, we need to rewind to 1989, when a young man named Bob Lazar stepped into the spotlight with a story so wild it sounded like it belonged in a Hollywood blockbuster. In a now iconic interview with Las Vegas reporter George Knapp, Lazar, initially under the pseudonym Dennis to protect his identity, claimed he had worked at a secret facility called S4, near the infamous Area 51 in Nevada. His job, reverse engineering extraterrestrial spacecraft. He described 9 flying saucers of alien origin, stored in hangars, powered by a propulsion system that defied Earth's physics. At the heart of these craft was a reactor, roughly 18 inches in diameter, with a dome-shaped top and a central chip made of a super heavy element he called 115. This element, he said, generated gravity waves and antimatter, allowing the craft to reduce its mass and perform impossible maneuvers. Lazar's claims were explosive. He described the reactor as seamless, with no rivets or welds, as if it were molded from a single piece of material. The craft, he said, appeared to warp gravity, moving without visible propulsion or heat signatures. He even pinpointed the origin of the technology, a binary star system called Zeta Reticuli. At the time, his mention of element 115 was dismissed as fantasy. After all, it didn't exist on the periodic table, but in 2003, Russian scientists synthesized element 115, now called moscovium, lending a sliver of credibility to his story. Unlike Lazar's stable, gravity-manipulating version, however, moscovium is highly radioactive, decaying in fractions of a second. Still, the fact that he predicted its existence years before its discovery raised eyebrows. Lazar's story wasn't without flaws. His academic credentials, claims of degrees from MIT and Caltech, couldn't be verified, and skeptics pointed to his 1990 conviction for pandering in a prostitution ring and a 2006 fine for selling restricted chemicals as evidence of a questionable character. Yet, details he shared about Area 51's layout, security protocols, and test flight schedules were later corroborated by others, despite the government initially denying the base's existence. For every skeptic calling him a fraud, there was a believer pointing to his consistency over decades. The 2018 documentary Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers reignited interest, but hard evidence remained elusive until the Buga Sphere landed. Let's lay out the similarities between Lazar's reactor and the Buga Sphere, because they're too precise to ignore. Lazar described a reactor about 18 inches in diameter with a central chip of element 115, surrounded by smaller components, all encased in a seamless shell. The Buga Sphere, approximately 20 inches across, with a central nucleus described as a chip, encircled by 16 to 18 microspheres in a perfect geometric arrangement, all within a seamless metal-like casing. Lazar said the alien craft had no conventional electronics, relying instead on a system that seemed to transmit signals through light or energy. The Buga Sphere's fiber-like filaments, resembling advanced fiber optic cables, suggest a similar non-electrical communication system, possibly quantum-based, far beyond our current tech. Then there's the gravity-defying behavior. Lazar claimed the reactor could neutralize most of a craft's mass, allowing it to move with minimal inertia. The Buga Sphere exhibited a negative mass effect, reducing its weight by 81% during flight, according to UNAM researchers. Its weight fluctuations from 4.5 to 22 pounds mirror Lazar's description of a device that could manipulate its own mass. The sphere's ability to cool its surroundings and sterilize the soil also aligns with Lazar's claim that the reactor operated without conventional energy signatures, absorbing or redirecting energy in ways we don't understand. These aren't vague coincidences. The technical details, size, structure, seamless construction, and gravitational anomalies line up with eerie precision. If the Buga Sphere is what it appears to be, it could be the first time one of Lazar's devices has surfaced outside a classified facility, accessible to scientists and the public. But what is it exactly? A probe? A power source? A message from another world? To answer that, we need to explore the possibilities, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The Buga Sphere forces us to confront three distinct scenarios, each with profound implications for humanity. Let's break them down. What if the sphere is a product of human ingenuity, developed in secret by a nation or corporation? If so, it represents a quantum leap in technology, propulsion systems that manipulate gravity, material science that produces seamless alloys, and energy systems that defy thermodynamics. Stanford professor Dr. Gary Nolan, who examined the sphere, believes it's likely Earth-made, possibly an advanced drone using directed thrust or plasma propulsion to mimic anti-gravity effects. But even he admits the seamless construction and weight anomalies push the boundaries of known manufacturing capabilities. If this is human tech, someone has mastered principles we've only dreamed of. A device that can reduce its mass by 80% would revolutionize space travel, slashing the fuel needed to reach orbit and making interplanetary missions affordable. Imagine spacecraft launching to Mars with the ease of a commercial flight. Gravity manipulation could also transform energy production, offering clean, limitless power to combat climate change. But there's a darker side. Such technology would give its possessor an unparalleled military advantage. Think stealth craft that move without sound or heat, undetectable by radar. The fact that no nation or company has claimed the sphere raises questions. Is it a classified project that escaped? A test gone wrong? If human-made, the secrecy surrounding it suggests a breakthrough so significant it's being guarded at the highest levels. Not everyone is convinced the Buga Sphere is genuine. Skeptics point to red flags that suggest it could be a sophisticated hoax. The man who found the sphere, David Velez El Potro, owns a company called Germany Company, which sells metal detectors. Early retrieval videos showed his employees in hazmat suits, raising suspicions of a staged event. The sphere's connection to Jaime Maussan, a Mexican journalist with a history of promoting debunked UFO claims, like the 2017 Nazca alien mummies, adds fuel to the skepticism. Some video footage of the sphere in flight shows inconsistencies, like unnatural jumps in trajectory or foliage overlapping the orb incorrectly, hinting at possible CGI manipulation. If this is a hoax, it's one of the most convincing ever pulled off. Respected institutions like UNAM have invested time and resources, and scientists like Velázquez and Garrido have staked their reputations on the findings. A hoax of this scale would require extraordinary coordination, fooling experts who've examined the object firsthand. But it's not impossible. The UFO community has been burned before, and a stunt tied to a metal detector company could be a clever marketing ploy. If true, this would be a wake-up call for UFO research, highlighting the need for rigorous verification protocols to separate fact from fiction in an era of deepfakes and viral stunts. The third possibility is the most mind-bending. The Buga Sphere is authentic, non-human technology. If true, it's the holy grail of UFO research, tangible proof of an advanced intelligence operating on Earth. The sphere's features, seamless construction, weight manipulation, and a fiber optic network suggesting quantum communication, point to technology centuries or millennia beyond our own. Unlike the alleged Roswell crash, where debris was whisked away by the military, the Buga Sphere was recovered by civilians, making it accessible for study. Its sophisticated design suggests it's not a vehicle, but an autonomous probe, possibly collecting environmental data or monitoring human activity. This scenario raises chilling questions. Who sent it? How long have they been watching? The sphere's ability to manipulate gravity and absorb energy suggests a purpose, perhaps studying Earth's atmosphere, resources, or even us. The Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, ARO, established in 2022, has documented hundreds of similar metallic orbs worldwide, often near military bases or conflict zones. In 2016, a US drone filmed a nearly identical orb over Mosul, Iraq, moving with intelligent control and no visible propulsion. If these are probes, they're not random. They're part of a pattern operating with intent. The implications are staggering. If the sphere is non-human, it confirms we're not alone, and that an advanced intelligence knows we're here. Reverse engineering such technology could catapult humanity forward, but it also risks sparking a geopolitical race. Any nation that cracks the sphere's secrets would gain an insurmountable edge in military and space capabilities. On a philosophical level, it forces us to rethink our place in the cosmos. Are we the dominant species, or just a subject of study for a civilization far beyond us? The thought is both humbling and terrifying. The Buga Sphere isn't a one-off. It's part of a global wave of sightings that's impossible to dismiss. In 2023, Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, then head of AARO, told Congress that metallic orbs, typically 1 to 4 meters in diameter, are among the most common unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAP, observed by military sensors. These objects hover, accelerate to high speeds, or change direction without visible propulsion, defying known aerodynamics. The Pentagon even released footage of a Mosul orb from 2016, a smooth, reflective sphere that mirrors the Buga Sphere's appearance and behavior. No explanation was offered. Similar reports have surged worldwide. In the UK, pilots at Manchester Airport encountered a spherical UAP in 2023, maneuvering near the airfield with no detectable emissions. In Mexico and Argentina, sightings of plasma-like orbs and metallic spheres spiked between 2023 and 2025, often captured by airline passengers pacing their planes. Historical cases add context. In 1974, the Betz Mystery Sphere, found in Florida after a wildfire, was seamless, contained smaller internal spheres, and reportedly moved on its own. Navy X-rays confirmed its layered structure, but its origin remained unsolved. The Buga Sphere, with its advanced features, feels like an evolution of these earlier cases. What sets the Buga Sphere apart is its accessibility. Unlike military sightings or classified recoveries, this object is being studied openly, with findings shared publicly. Its documented anomalies, weight changes, heat absorption, and a sterile landing site suggest it's not a balloon or drone. Balloons don't vaporize water on contact or gain 5 times their weight. Drones don't cool the air without a power source. The pattern of orbs, spanning decades and continents, points to a phenomenon that's been with us for a long time, perhaps hiding in plain sight. The Buga Sphere challenges us to confront big questions. If it's human-made, who built it, and why are they silent? If it's a hoax, how did it fool experts at UNAM and beyond? And if it's non-human, what does it mean for humanity to hold proof of an intelligence that surpasses us? Each scenario carries weight. From a scientific perspective, the sphere could unlock breakthroughs in physics. Gravity manipulation would rewrite our understanding of the universe, enabling technologies we've only imagined in sci-fi. Space travel could become as routine as air travel, and energy production could shift to clean, limitless sources. But science demands rigor. Dr. Julia Mossbridge, a physicist and UAP researcher, cautions that the sphere might be an art project. Though she acknowledges its anomalies are hard to explain, she urges vetting by independent groups like the Galileo Project, which seeks non-human materials to confirm its origins. Geopolitically, the sphere is a wild card. If human-made, it signals a secret arms race in advanced propulsion. If non-human, it's a national security priority. The Pentagon's increased transparency on UAPs, including a 2024 report finding no confirmed alien sightings but admitting unexplained cases, suggests governments are bracing for something. The fact that civilians found the sphere before authorities could secure it, unlike Cold War-era recoveries, has forced the conversation into the open. Reports of fake policemen attempting to steal the sphere from its vault in Mexico City hint at high-stakes interest. Philosophically, the sphere challenges our ego. If it's a probe, we're being watched, studied like specimens in a cosmic lab. The symbols on its surface, the fiber optic network, the gravitational anomalies all suggest a purpose we can't yet grasp. Are we ready to face a reality where we're not the most advanced beings? The Buga Sphere, whether alien or not, reminds us that the universe is bigger than us, and our understanding is just a speck in its vastness. To fully grasp the Buga Sphere's significance, we must place it within the broader tapestry of unexplained phenomena that have dotted human history. The 1974 Betz Mystery Sphere wasn't the only precursor. In 1947, the Roswell incident sparked global fascination with UFOs, though the debris was quickly classified and removed from public scrutiny. In 1965, the Kecksburg incident in Pennsylvania involved a metallic acorn-shaped object that locals claimed was whisked away by the military. Both cases, like many others, were shrouded in secrecy, leaving only whispers and speculation. The Buga Sphere stands apart because it's not locked away in a government vault. Its recovery by civilians, followed by open scientific study, marks a turning point. It's as if history is handing us a chance to confront the unknown head-on, without the veil of secrecy that cloaked earlier incidents. Yet the parallels to these past events, seamless materials, strange behaviors, and military interests suggest the Buga Sphere might be the latest chapter in a story that's been unfolding for decades, if not centuries. Could it be that these objects have always been here, watching, waiting for us to catch up? Beyond the science and geopolitics, the Buga Sphere taps into something deeply human, our need to make sense of the unknown. When locals in Buga first saw the orb, their reactions ranged from awe to fear. Some called it a divine sign, others a harbinger of doom. Social media exploded with theories, from ancient alien artifacts to warnings of an impending invasion. This raw emotional response reflects our collective yearning for answers in a world that often feels chaotic. The sphere's symbols, described as both beautiful and indecipherable, have fueled speculation about their meaning. Are they a language, a map, a warning? Linguists at UNAM, working alongside material scientists, have compared the etchings to no known script, yet their precision suggests intent. For many, the sphere isn't just an object, it's a mirror reflecting our hopes and fears about our place in the cosmos. It reminds us that curiosity, tempered by skepticism, is what drives discovery. As we await further tests, the Buga Sphere invites us to wrestle with the possibility that we're not alone, and to decide how we'll face that truth if it's confirmed. The Buga Sphere isn't just a mystery, it's a catalyst for action. Scientists are racing to decode its materials, from the unknown alloy of its shell to the possible quantum properties of its fiber optic network. But this isn't just their story, it's ours. The sphere's public discovery has democratized the search for truth, pulling it out of shadowy government hangars and into the global spotlight. Organizations like the Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies are calling for citizen scientists to contribute, whether by analyzing open source data or sharing sightings of similar orbs. The stakes are too high for silence. If the sphere is human-made, we need to demand transparency about who controls such power. If it's a hoax, we must learn from it to sharpen our critical thinking. And if it's non-human, we face a defining moment in history, one that could unite us in pursuit of knowledge or divide us in fear. The Buga Sphere isn't just an object, it's a challenge to humanity to rise above our divisions and seek the truth together. So what role will you play in this unfolding saga? Share your thoughts, spread the word, and let's keep pushing for answers. As of August 28, 2025, the Buga Sphere remains under study at UNAM, with security tightened after the alleged theft attempt. Scientists are conducting material analysis, hoping to identify the composition of its metal-like layers and the function of its fiber optic network. Independent groups like the Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies are pushing for access, advocating for global cooperation to unravel its secrets. The Pentagon's AARO continues to monitor similar sightings, with no official comment on the Buga case beyond acknowledging the global orb phenomenon. The sphere's connection to Bob Lazar keeps the debate alive. His reactor, once dismissed as fantasy, now feels prescient. The seamless construction, central chip, and gravity effects he described in 1989 match the Buga Sphere's features too closely for comfort. Whether he's vindicated depends on what tests reveal. If the sphere contains a stable isotope of moscovium or a similar exotic material, it could confirm his claims. If it's revealed as a hoax, it'll be a blow to UFO research, but a necessary one to sharpen our skepticism. What's undeniable is the sphere's impact. It's sparked a global conversation, from TikTok to scientific journals, about what's in our skies. Videos of its flight, shared by users like at TruthPolex and at JohnBoyScreepyContent416, have gone viral, amassing millions of views. The public's fascination reflects a hunger for answers in an age of uncertainty. Are we on the cusp of a breakthrough or being led down a rabbit hole? Only time and rigorous science will tell. The Buga Sphere isn't just a story, it's a challenge to our curiosity, our skepticism, and our imagination. Is it a glimpse of alien technology, a secret human breakthrough, or an elaborate ruse? The parallels to Bob Lazar's claims make it impossible to dismiss outright, but the lack of definitive proof keeps us grounded. What do you think? Could this be the evidence we've been waiting for? Or is it too good to be true? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. Share this story with friends who love a good mystery. And if you want to stay updated on the latest findings, hit that like button to show your support. The truth is out there, and the Buga Sphere might just be the key to finding it.